the founding team is the most important thing in that, right? So why is this particular group of people who have come together, why are they likely to actually succeed, you know? And often the markets are competitive, there are others as well. So the kind of things that matter, you know, we don't look at schools. Like, I don't even know, you know, we have 9 portfolio companies in Indus Valley now. I don't know like which schools people went to. I do know which companies they went to because that's part of the story. So we do ask for that. So one of the first thing I ask, because you're trying to get to know people, is like, what's your story? What's led you to this point? And you know, like your direct experience is part of that. But what's most important is, you know, do they have that clarity of understanding about what they want to do? So if you know they're going after a certain market, how well do they understand it? Do they have a unique insight into that market? You know, because that's very important. Markets tend to be quite efficient in general. So often what the case is, the founders are seeing something that others are not. They haven't caught up into it. So you get that advantage to build on that unique insight. So we ask for that. That's quite important. And then we look at how clear their view of the market is. You know, are they just rushing in because this thing is hot, or they actually understand the opportunity? The other thing you'd look for is, you know, a good combination of confidence and humility. And that's a bit paradoxical, right? Because on the one hand, you want people to be confident, but you also want them to be humble and, you know, say, oh, I don't know about this. But like, you can say, I don't know, actually, in the most confident way. So you want, ideal founders tend to have both of that in spades. And that's super critical. And then the third thing I would say is speed of learning and execution. So if you've seen at, you know, like the startups that have done really well globally or in Pakistan, one thing you'll notice is they just tend to move much faster than everybody else. I mean, it sounds crazy, you know, like how fast these teams can move, and raising multiple rounds, you know, in quick succession is like part of that. But underlying that is actually they're building stuff, they're shipping, they're executing very fast. So we look for speed, both in terms of execution and also learning. You know, like if you talk to them today and then you talk to them a month later, how quickly have they learned and what have they built in that period? That tends to be quite important as well. And then the final piece would be, you know, if you have a founding team, how do they know each other? What's their relationship and chemistry like? Because you want to make sure they're complementary skills and they also get along very well, because one of the reasons startups fail is if founders have misalignment down the road. So you want to make sure that's not the case.